Welcome to Flourish. I'm Diane Planidin, and you're in the right place if you're ready to create an inspired life. We do so by working on our own personal development so we can be strong role models for those we love and mentor, those who count on us to help them succeed in life. So you have to be strong, you have to keep going, and you have to set a good example. Well, we are on the eighth tip in becoming the best you can be to find your meaning in life and self actualize. This is from Maslow, and here's what he says for his eighth and final tip in becoming the best you can be. Finding out who one is, what he is like, what he likes, what he doesn't like, what is good for him, and what bad, where he is going, and what his mission is. Opening oneself up to himself means the exposure of a psychopathology. And keep in mind, him is her, and whatever you want to say, it's just this was written, in the 60s. So there you go. He goes on to say, it means identifying defenses. And after defenses have been identified, it means finding the courage to give them up. This is painful because defenses are erected against something which is unpleasant. But giving up the defenses is worthwhile. If the psychoanalytic literature has taught us nothing else, it has taught us that repression is not a good way of solving problems. That's it, isn't it? Are you repressing things because they're difficult? Going with the flow? Just taking life as it happens? Are you staying curious, finding out who you really are, exploring? What's your dreams? What do you want to discover? What's your goals? What's your aspirations? And you build upon it from what you already know. That's the past. And that's what the past is for, is the knowledge that you've gained from the past, what you've learned. But you don't sit around all day going, geez, I remember when I was in grade 8 and this happened and Tommy stole my football. No, memory is not for reminiscing about bad things. It's for using. It's part of your CPU, it's part of your computer. It's your own personal database to draw from when you need it. And that way you can live in the present and become who you deserve to become and aspire to. And then you can look to the future, not a wishing well, not, oh, I wish this, I wish that. Poor me. You are not a victim. You have a choice. And you get to choose who you want to become. You get to choose who you are, what you like, what you don't like, and where you're going, what your mission in life is. And this has been actually a really eye-opening journey for me because self-actualizing really does give you a little insight to where to find your meaning in life, how to change your behaviors. Be honest with yourself. So I'll give you a summary of these 8 behaviors to watch out for. Number 1, experience life fully, vividly, selflessly, with full concentration and total absorption. Be in the present moment. Be in the present moment. I have to tell you, I have been planting a lot in my garden to attract more bees. I don't want those to go away. And I had a really interesting occurrence. After I'd finished planting this beautiful, it's called bee balm, beautiful flowering shrub, uh, a bee landed on it, and then a butterfly, and then a hummingbird. That was absolutely spectacular. So I was hyper aware and really in total absorption with, with what was going on in nature. Whereas at one point, maybe I wouldn't have even noticed, right? Number 2 is choice. The choice to grow instead of the choice of fear. Sort of that what if. What if I try and it doesn't happen? What if I say that and they don't go out with me? What if I wear that little velvet jacket I've always wanted to take out on the town and nobody compliments me? What if you have a growth choice, a choice to grow and expand your world one step at a time? Number three was listen to your impulse voices. I really like that one. There's something nagging you. Your little voice is talking to you. Your intuition is telling you, hey, pay attention. And then you don't. And then later you're like, oh, I should have listened to my little voice. Listen, listen to your impulsive voices. Number four, be honest. Take responsibility. I like this one because when you're honest, then you don't have to make stuff up. You don't have to remember what you told people. You can just be responsible and just live out loud. Now, it is scary. I'm going to grant you that. Sometimes it's scary. And the reason it's scary is because number one, maybe you don't want people to judge you because their perception is their reality. But number two, maybe you're just afraid of saying what you really mean that's inside of you because you're afraid of what's going to happen extrinsically outside of you. And it's normal, but practice being honest. Five. Oh, I love this one. Dare to listen to yourself. Dare to be different. We are all different. Not one human is created the same. We are all We are all unique, original snowflakes. Just because your dad worked in the factory and now you want to work in something completely opposite and you need to leave that small town you grew up in and you need to grow and expand your horizon, that's okay. You can dare to be different. I'm just giving you an example, but I'm just saying, dare to be different. Dare to put yourself out there. Worst that can happen? Oh, someone says no, somebody laughs, you try, and you don't like it. How do you know if you don't dare? Number six, use your intelligence. I love this because that's the path to mastery. We are all the same. You are smart. You are amazing. You are resilient. You are intrinsically driven to succeed. And you do that through mastery by trying and trying again. And as a kid, you did it over and over and over again. You rode that bike until you learned how to ride it. And now you can still ride a bike. You learned to do some handwriting. You learned how to read, but you haven't read a book in years. You need to inform yourself. You need to exercise your brain. And reading is a fantastic way of exercising your brain, just like exercising your body. That part just seems so simple, doesn't it? But our brain, our powerful CPU, is the path to mastery, especially when you get in the zone of what you love to do. Number seven, peak experiences. So you know where you're going, you know what you're doing, you know what you love, you know what you're willing to sacrifice for, you know that whatever that is brings you joy and a Zen moment, and you have this moment where this is mystical. I am just so engrossed and so enthralled in what I'm doing. It doesn't seem like work. And that is the pathway you need to take. That is the behavior you need to come up with in order to reach that peak experience moment. Really immerse yourself in what you're doing. And number 8, finding out who you are, what you are, and your mission in life. You might have to start there. You might have to have that little chit chat with yourself. What is your mission in life? What is the memory you want to leave in the world? How are you going to be memorialized? I know it sounds morbid, but that's the way I started looking at things. It's like, is anybody going to remember that I was here? I don't know. I guess I better think of a few ways of finding out who I am. What's my mission in life? Why am I here? What is the difference I'm going to make in this wonderful world of ours as it continues to evolve? And personally, I think we need to continue growing as a species because we have evolved immaculately. But remember that technology is not going to make your life better unless you make your life better. And you can do it with these 8 tips from Maslow and try out different things and see what works for you. I'm not saying give up your day job. You have to start exploring, and this could take a while. And you have to lay the foundation. Maybe you have to learn something new, and it's a struggle. But when you have the struggle, you're like, just remember, oh my gosh, I'm struggling. This is hard. Ah, this is the path. This is the way. Versus it's too hard, I'm going to give up. Are you goal achieving or tension relieving? Forget about all that tension. The more you're going to struggle, the closer you're getting to find it, to break through, to have that peak experience. And then you can do it again and again and again and keep going. So I'll give you what Maslow says about his 8 behavior self-actualizing tips. And he says, put all these points together, and we see that self-actualization is not a matter of one great moment. It is not true that on Thursday at 4 o'clock the trumpet blows and one steps into the pantheon forever and altogether. Self-actualization is a matter of degree or little ascensions accumulated one by one. Too often our clients are inclined to wait for some kind of inspiration to strike so that they can say, at 3:23 on Thursday, I became self-actualized. No, he's talking about intrinsic motivation, what comes from within. Don't look external, what comes from within. And don't wait, you just begin. People selected as self-actualizing subjects, he says, people who fit the criteria go about it in these little ways. They listen to their own voices. They take responsibility. They are honest and they work hard. They find out who they are and what they are, not only in terms of their mission in life, but also in terms of the way their feet hurt when they wear such and such a pair of shoes, and whether they do or do not like eggplant or stay up all night if they drink too much beer. Being hyper aware of your surroundings, being hyper aware of the beauty and everything surrounding us, and feeling those shoes, right? He finalizes it by saying, all of this is what the real self means. They find their own biological natures, their congenial natures, which are irreversible or difficult to change. Change yourself from within. Dare to be yourself. Dare to do something different. And you will live a more inspired life. If you like the show, share it with somebody you know. And hey, give me a thumbs up. Maybe hit that subscribe button. Tag me on Instagram. I'm Flourish Mom. I'm so easy to find, and I respond to all comments because I appreciate you. And I appreciate that learning new behaviors, becoming the person you're really destined to become, it's within you. It's within all of us. And we will live a more inspired life once we just let that flower bloom.